So when we were planning the school, we wanted to have a fabulous outdoor area, we wanted to have fabulous learning environments inside, and we wanted free flow, that the children could move between the classrooms inside and the outdoor space.
How did you plan your outside area? Because your outside area is very, very well planned, and it's not an extra, it's very much part of the learning environment, isn't it? And that enabling environment.
Yes.
So you've got some larger pieces out there, but you've also got lots of movable, portable resources. How did you plan that?
We really looked at best practice from a number of different settings that myself and other colleagues had worked in, and there are some things that you know you want to have in early years. We knew we wanted gross motor skill toys such as trikes, bikes, scooters, but we wanted to make that more exciting for the children. So the initial idea came from having a racetrack that the children could ride around, and we were lucky enough to make that the core of our outdoor provision. I know not every setting can do that, so we were lucky with that. And then the rest of the design grew organically from that. I will say it's changed on a monthly basis, our outdoor area. There were things that we planned that didn't work. So we had a canal system that the children didn't want to use. We had to make some changes. We had natural grass that died.
So you've really listened to the children and developed it then, haven't you, throughout the year as it's gone on?
Yeah, I think it's been a year of action, but it's also been a year of reflection. And we're not afraid to say, actually, this is going wrong. It looked a great idea on paper, but we need to step back and say it's not really working for the children, and so let's put something else in place.
So everything that we saw had obviously been well thought of. So things like the bikes, for instance. Can you just explain just a little bit about even parking the bikes? Because you've even thought about parking the bikes, haven't you?
And so the bikes have numbers on them, and along the window where the children park the bikes, you will see numbers or spots that show a numeral. And at the end of tidy up time, the children can then park their bike. When we plan for the outdoor area, we want to encourage children to have independence and ownership, rather than practitioners constantly saying, come park your bike here, you here, you here. The children know what's expected of them, and that's through the development of routines across the unit and all of us having high expectations of the children.
So all the classes don't plan the same theme together, do they?
No.
So the FS2 reception, do you share a theme between you, or is it very much from your class?
We have 6 classrooms in FS2, and at the moment we're all doing different themes based on the children in that class. So my theme at the moment is space. So we have our KWL board, which is what the children know, what they want to learn and what they've learned. And on a daily basis, we pull that down from the board, and we reflect on our learning with the children, and they share with us where they want their learning to go next. So you'll see a list of questions, what the children want to learn, and we plan activities based from that.
And we saw very much you on the carpet, you were introducing that learning, you were linking that learning to what had gone previously, you were asking them to think about what they were going to learn today, and at the end of it then you had again that plan, do and review approach. The children came back and you were sharing what they'd learned as well.
Yes.
And is that a very important part of it?
Very important. If we didn't involve the children and let them lead in their learning, then you wouldn't be able to go from the child initiated approach. You will have seen today children involved in different themes around the classrooms, and that brings the children into their learning and keeps them engaged.
We were in your classroom earlier on and watching the children moving around and playing quite happily and doing lots and lots of learning. For lots of people they'd be very concerned about how you plan your learning. So could you just tell us a bit, I can see there's lots of plans on here, could you just tell us how you start planning the children's learning, please?
Yes, so what we do, we take a theme for the term. So our theme was fantasy, and then the beginning of that theme we ask the children what they already know. So that is how we begin our planning for every topic. So this one is fantasy, what they know, and they brought their ideas to our planning, and then we follow their ideas.
So because you're looking at these, I can see there's some children's names on these. So did you kind of sit down in groups and did you scribe them and talk to them, or what?
Yeah, children are invited. So these are not given groups where we've asked X, Y and Z to come and join us. We've given them an invitation who would like to write a dragon story this week, and then they would tell us. So all the scribing is exactly what they are saying. So it's word for word, and we've got the superheroes, the princess, the dragons. These they access independently as well. So it's not such a teacher-led activity.
Okay.
Some days, like today, I suggested Miss Robinson would like to do a pirate story. Who would like to help me? So I'm asking for volunteers as well. So you're kind of picking up the children that might have missed off and not chosen this in the first place. So then you're keeping an eye on who you would like to join you. Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about these boxes. So you said you gather the things in these boxes. What are these used for?
Yes, so the children at the beginning of the topic, we brainstormed what is fantasy, what belongs in a fantasy area. And the children brainstormed and they came up with witches, dragons, fairies, superheroes, and then we discussed how we would like to exhibit what they already know and how to learn more.
So you literally had the empty boxes ready, the children came up with their ideas, and then they've helped decorate them and helped put the things inside them?
Yes, and they choose what to put in it. Can we go to the library and put some books in? Can I make a hat to put in? Can we have some words in? Can we put some? So it's all of the children's ideas and notions that are going into these boxes.
And they can access them later on to support their learning.
They're 100% accessible for children and available all day.